My name is Nick, and I spend way too much time thinking about money. And today, I want to talk about something that honestly frustrates me. Because the information is out there, the tools exist, the math is not complicated. And yet, most people, and I mean the overwhelming majority, will reach retirement age with less than $100,000 saved. According to the Federal Reserve, the median retirement savings for Americans between 55 and 64 is around $87,000. That's not a typo. $87,000 after 40 years of working. If you're someone who feels like you're doing everything right but still not getting ahead financially, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Because what I'm about to show you is probably the most important thing nobody ever taught you about money. Here's the thing. This is not a story about lazy people. This is not a story about people who didn't try hard enough. This is a story about a system, a psychological trap, one that most people walk straight into without ever realizing it exists. And it starts with a guy named Marcus. Marcus is 32. He earns $70,000 a year. He got promotions, he got raises, he did everything his parents told him to do. Got the degree, got the job, got the apartment. But Marcus is stuck. Every raise he gets, something absorbs it. A nicer car lease, a slightly bigger apartment, dinners out instead of cooking, weekend trips, streaming services, a gym membership he uses twice in January. And here's what most people don't realize. Marcus isn't being irresponsible. He's being completely normal. And that is exactly the problem. Normal in modern consumer society means spending almost everything you earn. Normal means saving whatever's left over, which is usually nothing. Normal means hitting 40 with a retirement account that looks more like a suggestion than a safety net. Now, look, I'm not here to shame Marcus. I'm here to explain why this keeps happening to smart, hardworking people and what the actual fix looks like. Because the reason isn't laziness. It isn't ignorance. The reason is something called hedonic adaptation. Your brain has a fascinating and deeply inconvenient feature. It adjusts to new circumstances almost immediately. You get the raise, you feel incredible for about 3 weeks. Then that new salary becomes the baseline, the new normal, and your brain starts scanning for the next upgrade. Scientists call this the hedonic treadmill. You keep running, the scenery keeps changing, but you never actually move forward financially. This is why lottery winners statistically return to their previous happiness levels within 2 years. This is why the person earning $200,000 a year can feel just as financially anxious as the person earning $50,000. It's not the number, it's the pattern. And the pattern is this: earn, upgrade lifestyle, adjust, feel behind again, repeat. Here's the thing about that pattern. It is specifically designed to feel invisible while it's happening to you. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Nick, but what am I supposed to do? Live like a monk? Never enjoy anything? No, absolutely not. That's the other extreme. And that doesn't work either because deprivation triggers rebellion. You budget aggressively for 6 weeks and then blow everything on a weekend you don't even really enjoy. What actually works is far simpler and far less dramatic. This is where it gets interesting. The single most powerful financial move most people never make is automating wealth creation before lifestyle spending gets a chance to absorb it. Here's what that looks like in real numbers. Marcus earns $70,000 a year. His take-home after tax is roughly $4,600 a month. If Marcus does nothing intentional and just saves whatever is left at the end of each month, studies show the average person saves between 3 and 5% of their income. Let's be generous and call it 4%. That's $184 a month. Over 30 years at 7% average market returns, Marcus has $220,000. Not terrible, but not retirement, not freedom, not the number that lets you stop worrying. Now watch what happens with one single change. Marcus sets up an automatic investment transfer of 15% of his take-home pay on the day his salary hits his account. That's $690 a month. Gone before he sees it, gone before it becomes available to his brain as spendable money. He adjusts his lifestyle around the $3,900 left. Is it a bit uncomfortable at first? Yes, for about 60 days. Then it becomes normal. Because of hedonic adaptation, the same mechanism that was working against him is now working for him. Over 30 years at 7%, Marcus has $850,000. Same income, same job, same city. Nearly 4 times the outcome because of one automated decision. Working until your body makes the decision for you. Now, look, here's the deeper psychological insight that ties all of this together. The obstacle was never information. You knew you should save more. You've known that for years. The obstacle is what behavioral economists call the intention-action gap, the space between knowing what to do and actually doing it. And that gap is not filled by motivation. It is not filled by willpower. It is filled by systems that make the right behavior the default behavior. Wealthy people aren't more disciplined than you. They have fewer daily decisions standing between them and good financial outcomes. So here is what you do starting today. Calculate 15% of your monthly take-home pay. Open a brokerage account or max out your workplace retirement account if you haven't. Set an automatic transfer for the day after your paycheck hits. Put it into a low-cost index fund and do not look at it again until you are 45. One decision, made once, that runs quietly in the background while your present self goes about its day completely unaware that your future self is being taken care of. Here's the last thing I'll leave you with. The people who end up wealthy are not the people who earned the most. They are the people who built the widest gap between what they earned and what their lifestyle consumed. And they did it early enough for time to do the heavy lifting. Marcus doesn't need a better salary. He needs a better system. And so do most people watching this video right now. The math is on your side. Compound interest does not care about your mood or your motivation or your discipline. It only cares about time and consistency. You have both. Start today.